Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Roleplay. It's been a couple of months, but we're still here. And you know what else is still here? Star Wars D6. I'm your host Duhad. Joining me as always is your GM. It's Kit.
Hey.
And also Belial, the player. Belial!
I said that.
You did not. You had to get closer because I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit embarrassed.
Okay, anyway, so we're lacking Zombie Cam, and we're probably not going to have him back, at least not for a very long time. So for now, that's fine. We're just going to on with the show as we get to the conclusion of Star Wars D6 Team A. 3 months after the last episode, and about a year after the ending of Team 1.
Yeah, Zombie Cam went out to buy cigarettes, and he hasn't come back yet.
Let's not dwell on the Zombie Cam thing.
And apparently the GM works for Valve.
Yes. So let us conclude this sorry saga as we enter into Act 1 of our finale. Kit, take us away.
To a magical land. No. So, just because it has been so long, I'm going to go over the basics of what's going on at the moment. The short version, shit's fucked up. The longer version that actually gives us context to, go ahead and figure out what had happened the last time. Our group of Force sensitives has found out that the people behind all the dark side goings-ons that they have run into have been continuing to operate, and it appears that the mold, which had such effect when they came to this planet and were in the Holovid production center, is going to be spread over a major population area in the town.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which is not good. However, they were lucky enough to get in contact with a information broker / mob boss in town who is willing to help them out. The adults, actually kind of sort of Jedi here, adult, quotation marks, older teenagers, were able to go ahead and speak with him, get the information that they needed, and they had a plan to go forward with. However, the younger Force sensitives went ahead and were on a little run to pick up some of the strange crystals that appear to have Force energy in them. Do have Force energy in them, and collect them. While they were there, they ran into a couple of cyborgs that were wearing the skin and faces of both of Belial's characters, Hall's parents, who had gone missing in the initial attack on this planet.
Oh man, hey, family reunions are so awkward.
Yes. Not really a family reunion. It's like seeing someone on the street wear a mask of your deceased family members. It's a bit uncomfortable.
Yes, even more so given the fact that they showed no recognition towards Hall whatsoever.
Yeah, and they attempted murder. That's probably also bad.
They were there to retrieve the gems, and when our young kids got in the way, they used force. Quite a bit of force. Enough force that both of the young kids are fairly well shattered and are now floating in Bacta tanks right now, and will be for some time, unfortunately, meaning that there's going to be less time to prep. That pretty much gets us to where we are. Did you have any other questions about, things that you couldn't remember or that kind of stuff?
I'm struggled to remember a lot of things.
Fair enough. If you have questions, I will be perfectly happy to go ahead and, put in details.
Is what's his name? Who's the like the greaser guy?
Oh, he's fine.
No, what's his name again?
Give me a second while I grab my notes. Remember, kids, this is why you actually do notes when you're a GM, so you can actually use the names correctly.
Oh, right, of course, Jake Cool Ice. Oh, what a rad boy.
No, that was Jasal.
Jasal. How do you spell that?
J-E, and capitalize the Z, H-A-L.
Jazz hands.
Jasal,
yes.
What a cool kid. Cool kid.
Yeah,
cool kid.
Yeah, luckily, though his body was broken, his wheelies remain undamaged.
Well, actually, Jasal came out of it pretty much fine.
Interesting. So in this big ambush where all of our people got hurt, Jasal ended
I said pretty much fine. That's mostly in comparison to the others. He did take some wounds during the attack, if I'm remembering it correctly. The main reason that he was not hurt as badly is because he didn't try and fight them as hard. And once the two of them were badly injured, he went over to medical as his thing. It would not be a stretch for any of you to figure out that those cyborgs were there specifically to get those crystals, and that's all they cared about.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if we smashed all the crystals, it would have been fun.
God damn it, stop fucking juicing up on the dark side.
I'm not saying that Hall would have done that. I'm just saying that...
Crystals are whack, yo.
Okay, so in character... No, in character, you might be able to draw that conclusion. That if the crystals had been smashed, they might go away. You can certainly draw the conclusion, based on what they actually did, that once they got the crystals, they would go away.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing which you would probably be able to pick up is that they were able to track the crystals somehow, even when you were hiding them.
Okay,
so they've got some way to disguise them.
Okay,
or,
so they sniff out dark side, is what you're saying.
You don't know that.
They're soul sniffers.
You don't know that either.
I know.
No, like, here's what I'm saying. Those are things that you might be able to go ahead and infer, but you don't know for certain.
Yeah, I know one of the last things that happened was, like, at least on Washington's side, was basically going like, oh shit, these are definitely, like, people's souls trapped in these crystals.
That's right. So the other thing is that, if I'm remembering correctly, Washington has used a crystal. Has Hall used a crystal for a power boost?
Wait, Hall never used a crystal.
Washington touched a crystal, and then it shattered and instantly, like...
that counts as a use.
Yeah.
And then Demi touched a crystal, and it gave a big thing.
Yeah. Okay, so those two have had that mark on them. Washington would be able to figure out a bit more based on his experience with the crystals. Specifically the fact that there have been voices whispering to him.
Yeah.
That have been advising him on the question of the crystals.
Yes. Which, they were very insistent that we not destroy all the crystals, and now that he's figured out that they are related to the souls of the people who have been all mummified, he's pretty much on board with.
Yeah. I should note that there are multiple voices coming from the crystals, some of which have different things. About the only thing that all of them agree on is don't just destroy the crystals.
Yeah.
Some of them are sad, some of them want revenge, some of them want to help you, so on and so forth. It would not be much of a stretch for you to figure out that, oh hey, these are different voices coming from one crystal that all have different opinions on things.
Right. Yeah, right now Washington's plan is mostly, like, get the crystals and carefully contain them till a method can be discovered to free the souls trapped within, in a way that does not just involve, like, fucking sucking them up like goddamn Shang Tsung.
You don't want to use the soul gushers?
Yeah.
Okay, but given the fact that Hull is going to be taking a long and very would-be painful if conscious nap in the back to tanks, We are going to go ahead and skip through time somewhat. I'm going to give you a little bit more information as Washin. We'll probably also do a little bit of stuff if you want to set up things for your plans as to the your upcoming fight, as it were. But one of the things that you are going to notice over the time frame while the kiddos are in the Bacta tanks is that the voices do fade somewhat.
Yeah.
They get quieter. They don't go away.
All right. Yeah.
Another thing which you would be able to figure out is that you can specifically listen for them as well, and that makes it easier to hear for them.
Yeah, Washington during this time has basically been taking meticulous notes on everything that he's learned about the crystals and everything he suspects, and sending them in packages to back to the temple. And when not directly working on trying to learn things about the crystal themselves, he's making an effort to try and listen into the voices to try and learn what he can from them.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a sense roll.
All right. Let's see here. Senses. Would this actually be sense life because there is life in these are essentially the lives of people, or is it?
No, this is going to be a flat sense roll. This is something different.
Okay. And do keep wild dice with forest uses, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a little while.
Yes, it has.
Wow, that's a fuckload of ones. Thanks, dice. So yeah, it's a total of 6, 12, 14.
14, okay. It is difficult for you to go ahead and listen to any one voice when you want to. Sometimes you can get that one voice is more dominant over the others, but you cannot seem to get a conversation with these voices. You can just get impressions, sometimes, like 1 or 2 word phrases, that sort of thing.
Okay. Even so, everything that he can get, he makes note of and adds to his report. He's basically trying to ensure that if things don't work out right, at the very least, as much information as humanly possible is going to get back to the temple.
Durosely possible, but yes.
Yes, as inhumanly possible.
As he's a blue boy.
Yeah.
Are you going to be making any plans as over the week? And how are you sending the messages to the temple?
Honestly, he's not really making many plans. He's a little too busy trying to just get as much information as he can. And he's sending it by going back to the ship and basically using whatever method he has on the ship for sending space emails.
Okay, so you're using your ship's comms.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine Washington has essentially set up a system for sending snail mail, the equivalent of space snail mail to emails to the temple.
There is a system for that. Okay.
It's not instant communication or anything, but it's basically in about a week the temple's going to just start receiving multiple logs of information.
And you're doing that what, daily?
Daily, yes.
Okay. So a few days after the kids got dunked in the tanks again, you are approached by a medical droid.
All right. Watching waves to the medical droid and goes, "Any news?"
I'm afraid so.
Don't like hearing that. Okay. What's the prognosis?
Both of the children are outside of danger of dying.
Well, that's not bad, at least. I mean, that's something.
Yes. However, the injuries sustained by the boy are severe.
How severe?
This facility will not be able to guarantee 100% return to functionality.
I see. will he be safe to transport? Can we get him to someplace, no offense, but more equipped to handle the situation?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's do that. This is probably not a safe place for him to be anyway. What about Hall? How is Hall?
She improves steadily.
Good. That's good.
She will have scars, and I doubt that she will ever fully recover. I fear that she will always have twinges of pain from the damage.
Washington nods and is like, yeah, that's...
But her prognosis is excellent.
Well, that's something at least. All right, get Demi to another planet where we can get him proper treatment, and as soon as Hall is awake, let me know. I'd like to speak to her.
Your pardon, Master Jedi, but would the Jedi Temple not have healers?
They would, yes, and ideally I'd like to get him back there as soon as possible, but in the meantime, just getting him someplace where he'll be safe until all this blows over is probably the safest option.
Very well. I will arrange for a transfer order.
Thank you.
Medical droid walks off. You're also given a bit more information on a datapad, specifically dealing with Hall. She will be out and mobile in 3 days.
Good.
The pertinent information for you is that is pretty much just before the estimated timeline of when things have to be dealt with in the major population center.
Okay, so as a role-playing game player, my thought is we should wait until, Hall is ready to come out of the tank before dealing with that stuff. As a character, Washington's probably actually not really thinking about, like, oh boy, we better wait till this critically injured child comes out of the healing tank so we can throw her into danger with us.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm kind of torn between, like, Washington's in-character reaction would be like...
One more thing on this, just because, let's get everyone role-playing. You also get the note that Hall has regained consciousness.
Okay, that's good, yeah. So in that case, Washington's going to go directly to her tank.
Okay. Hall is in the tank, which is currently translucent red. She is in a currently a cycle of the back to actually being in the tank. She has on a breathing mask, which has a microphone, so you can go ahead and speak to her. She also, has earphones as well, so she can hear you.
I step up to the thing and press the little button to communicate with her and say, "How are you feeling, Hall?"
Am I able to speak back, or is it just...
Yes, you have there's a microphone in your breathing mask, and for the record, the answer as to how you're feeling is you are still in a great deal of pain. But you're a lot better than you were.
Yeah, she tries turning, if that's even possible in the thing,
yeah.
To turn away from him.
I understand. Your situation is improving. You should be able to leave with Demi when he leaves the planet for a better facility.
I don't want to leave.
Hall, I understand that leaving the planet must be scary for you, but you will be safe on the Jedi Temple.
I don't want to leave.
This situation is getting to be very dangerous. I can't guarantee your safety, and after what happened earlier, I don't think it's safe for you to be here.
Do you think that they won't go to the temple?
There are other Jedi at the temple who can protect you. It will be safe there, I promise.
How can you be sure?
There are very, very powerful people there who let anything bad happen to you. They've done incredible things already, and there's a lot of them. Trust me. As bad as the situation is here, it's nothing that Master Skywalker and Horn and all the others wouldn't be able to deal with.
Well, I mean, if just a bunch of, you know, if you all think that I'm, you know, a bad egg, then wouldn't the older ones just, you know, what's stopping them, especially if you're dead, from just, you know, dropping me and Hall off at the nearest space orphanage?
Yeah, well, Washington's like kind of pales a little bit at the whole like, oh, if you're dead thing. Tries to recover and goes.
By the way, when Hall goes ahead and says that, from the corner of the room, Giselle glares at you with the whole bad egg comment.
There's no, you're not a bad egg, and look, as difficult as things have been, they're very understanding of the temple. They're not going to judge you, and you know they care. They're nice, and they'll look after you and make sure you're okay, both emotionally and physically and spiritually.
You don't know if that. I don't know if I even want to be a Jedi.
It's a difficult path to walk, and I understand being frightened, especially considering how catastrophic your first few days of training have been, but it's really it's a very worthwhile goal, and trust me, once you get to the temple and are able to train properly, you'll have a better idea of what it's actually about, and you can make an informed decision then. No one's going to force you to be a Jedi, but at the very least, you owe it to yourself to give it a fair shot. You've had a bad experience, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's all bad.
Wasn't she doing that with you?
Washington kind of like lowers his head a little bit. I'm not a good teacher, and I'm not a good example of what a Jedi is or should be. There are better people out there for you, and you owe it to yourself to find that out and to see what it can be instead of what it has been.
She turns, you know, putting her hands on the glass to actually move her body. You know, she's visibly wincing in pain, yeah, as expected, because why wouldn't you be wincing in pain after you've gotten fucking your chest caved in?
I should note that you don't even need to, you know, put your hand on the glass. You are in a fairly thick liquid. You can move just by, you know, swimming, essentially.
Okay, whatever. She uses her Goku magic, and I'm healed! And she jumps out of the room. Yeah. Oh no, my heart's about to explode.
God.
No, but she turns back and looks at him for like a solid 30 seconds before knowing. I'll decide after this.
All right. Well, again, you should consider it when you reach the temple.
I'm going to come with you.
That's not a good idea, Hall.
Was it a good idea to bring us here to begin with?
Okay, like, Wash isn't going to say this, but to be fair, you started here. I brought Demi here. I didn't bring you here.
Okay, fine. Well, you know, was it a good idea to bring Hall here? To bring Demi here to begin with? It's been months.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah. No, and that's why I'm sending both of you away. This place is way too dangerous.
But it's sort of, you know, it sort of have responsibility.
Giselle shakes his head. It's her home.
Like, Washington's kind of struggling right now because he's like, he doesn't want to just say, well, your home planet's about to turn into a zombified fungal nightmare, but Your home's about to turn into a horrifying, zombified jungle nightmare.
Giselle is going to, actually get up at that and sticks his thumb into his chest. It's my home. We have a stake here.
I appreciate your desire to protect your home planet. It's noble, it really is, but this situation is out of control. Both of you were hurt. Demi is still in critical condition, and Hall, you're still in pain. And that was just from 2 of these things. There was an army of them out there.
But
not to
wouldn't
mention
the army get... Imagine how much bigger it would get if it took this planet. I can't imagine the number of people I know that would just, I saw my parents in there.
I know you did, and I know how traumatic that must have been, but throwing yourself into danger because you feel sad or guilty it's not the Jedi way.
And why are you doing it?
Because I have to.
Why aren't one of those Jedis coming here? Why is it that why are you doing it?
I don't have another choice. The Jedi won't get here fast enough.
Then you should understand that I don't have a choice either.
I had a choice before, though. I chose to follow this path. And now I have to live with that decision. You didn't choose this.
I didn't choose it, but now I'm here. You said it. It's hard and it's not easy of a path to walk, but maybe it's necessary.
All right, fine. You can stay, but I want you to stick close to Rosie. If anything happens, if things get out of hand, you go with her back to the ship.
Okay. She has her hand behind her back and is having her
fingers
crossing her fingers. Yeah.
Giselle sees that. Giselle is smiling.
Alright. Giselle too, both of you. If things get out of hand, just go back to the ship. Rosie will fly you out. And don't be
And then what? Then what?
And then
what, Jedi? This is a major spaceport. You don't think that those spores aren't going to get off-world?
If they get off-world, then that's the problem of the rest of the Jedi Order and of the New Republic.
And if I didn't do something to try and stop that?
I'm not saying...
Criff you!
Language!
I promise...
Criff you! I don't matter, but maybe I can make something that matters here.
That is...
I promise.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do. Giselle walks out the door.
Throws hands in the air, like, whatever, fuck it.
Throws in hands in the air, and then he suddenly realizes his arms are destroyed.
Yeah, right.
Well, no. At this point, Washin's arms are actually back to full functionality.
Yeah.
Ah.
They were healed by the initial burst of the crystal.
Yeah. Oh,
Weird.
great. I can do this again. All it took was consuming the souls of the innocent. What an amazing life. Amazing.
Isn't vampirism grand?
Like,
I promise. You're done ranting to yourself?
Yes, go ahead, Hall. Go ahead.
I promise I'll go to Thorn if I need help.
Don't. No. Go to Rosie. Thorn is a terrible influence.
They're the same thing.
Look, just... Rose knows how the ship operates. She can get you out of here. And if Thorn tries to tell you to do something, just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust him. He's very... He's untrustworthy. He's weird.
Didn't know you were space racist.
I'm space racist. I have many robot friends.
I guess that'd be what, an organicist?
What is it? Pate says I can call them junkies.
Clankers.
Oh yeah. Pate says I can call them clankers. It's fine.
I was just like, no. It's not an okay thing to call droids.
Especially old CIS droids.
Fine.
Oh no. Anyway, so Washington goes back to his studying, though he's obviously very, very wound up after all of this.
So, when Jazal marched out, he marched straight to Rosie and Thorn.
Yeah.
So
he finds Rosie just sort of like playing with like some weird little bits of like broken machinery.
Door opens, he walks in and goes, "You need a gun."
I don't know about... Yes, we do.
He jerks his finger out the door. "Follow me."
I like you. Then Thorn gets up and just stomps after him.
Thorn has apparently had a 180. He wanted to kill this boy, not
He did want to kill this boy, but now this boy wants to give him more guns, and his gun is currently gone. He's very practical.
He's literally giving him the gun back. Except not quite, because Thorn is going to be led to Underworld Weapons Warehouse. And these ain't no stun blasters.
Thorn's like so you know like the little Dragon Age thing, like approval thing. Thorn's just all approval, just fucking skyrocketing.
Thorn approves +20. Rosie disapproves -5.
Oh yes. Yeah, here comes the rowdy kids.
Yeah, the two of them go ahead and arm up, as it were. Is there anything specific that Thorn would be looking for?
Okay, Thorn, because of the fact that he was like built to use like a heavy blaster as his essentially his his primary like mode of attack, is inclined in that direction.
Okay, so I'm going to give choices here.
Right.
There is going to be 4 choices, in fact. There is going to be essentially a light repeater, which is very similar to what Thorn had way back when, but newer tech,
right.
And slightly different. But it will be able to slot into the arm slot that a SBD has, and he will be able to keep his hand. There will be that's a medium repeater. There will be a light repeater, which isn't as powerful, but will have a concussion grenade launcher attachment. There will be a heavy repeater. He will have to sacrifice a hand for it. And there will be, and this is actually original tech for him, or potentially original tech for him, there will also be a micro-missile launcher that can replace his forearm. He will have to sacrifice a hand for it. Technically speaking, he has 2 weapon slots.
Okay, so
just get rid of both of your hands and your feet.
Yeah, so Thorn is looking very seriously at the heavy weapons, the the hand replacing weapons. But as he reaches for one of them, his arm sort of jerkily stops, and Rosie warns "I want to be able to continue to repair things. I need 2 hands. We are not replacing one of our hands."
Okay, there are sufficient mediums and lights to go ahead and outfit both arms.
Alright.
So you can have 2 lights with concussion launchers, 2 mediums, or a medium and a light with concussion.
Thorn likes options. So he's going to go with 1 light, 1 medium.
Okay, which one is going to be the primary?
Primary is going to be the medium because it's what he's used to, but he likes the idea of the light and wants to have it on hand in case he needs it.
Okay. We'll get into stats if and when appropriate.
Okay.
And
okay.
now you immediately shoot Jazal right in the face, and you have to figure out stats right now.
Alright. So
Does Thorn do such a thing?
No. He was given an order not to murder the children, and that does include Jazal for now. Plus,
okay.
Rosie's getting a little bit more self-assured and stopping him from doing certain things.
Okay, Jazal is also weaponing up.
Yeah, so like,
including what looks to be rather fallen off the truck New Republic trooper armor.
Like, you know, so what does that look like actually?
Okay, let me see if I can't find some of that stuff. But as a general rule, if you start thinking of let me see if I can't find a proper crisis suit here. Actually, you know what? This may not be New Republic era. This may be... Oh, no. Here we go. So, New Republic trooper armor is not that dissimilar from Stormtrooper armor, but it does have an open faceplate.
Okay, so in that case, like, when Thorn sees...
there's a picture,
okay,
by the way.
Yeah. Alright, so when basically for those watching at home, it basically looks a little bit like a Stormtrooper armor, but instead of having the full face covered, it has like sort of a motorcycle, glass faceplate over the face. So seeing that...
Actually, it looks remarkably like Mass Effect armor.
Yeah, if you ever play Mass Effect, it looks a lot like that. So yeah, when Thorn sees Jazal putting it on, he basically just makes a clucking, disapproving noise, but doesn't say anything else. Like, I've seen this armor like this in use. It is inefficient. Do not get shot.
I'd rather get shot wearing this than get shot not.
Thorn just like clicks the medium repeater into place over his damaged arm and says, like, that is I can understand your desire not to be shot wearing like no armor at all, but believe me, if a determined foe wants to get through that armor, they will. Do not allow it to fill you with undue confidence.
Out of character here, this isn't just all, okay, Lily Shen.
Yes.
But no, he goes ahead and hefts a big old blaster rifle. I'll try and keep it in mind.
Yeah, now feeling significantly, like, Thor's been feeling kind of out of sorts ever since he lost his gun, because it's like, that's a big part of who he is. But he's feeling real confident again, and kind of leaves the warehouse with a spring in his step.
Does he want jump boosters too? No, he's already got jump.
He's already got.
Why not both?
Rosie, meanwhile, is actually just kind of like kind of taking over every now and then to kind of look at the equipment, and seems like genuinely fascinated by the way that it's all been modified together. And it's like just like making occasional side comments about like how everything slots into place and how interesting the old CIS droid like modification systems were.
Yeah, when it comes right down to it, that pretty much was the standard of technology and one of the most tested battle droid types over galactic history.
Yeah. Sort of like, it's such a shame we don't have things like this anymore. They're so interesting and so versatile. But yeah, I don't want to drag the scene out too long while Hall is stewing.
Yeah. Jazal is going to try and get Thorn to come with him to do a little bit of a recon run.
Thorin's like an excuse to engage with the enemy. I mean, recon, of course. Yes, I will happily go
recon and force.
Yes. He cocks the medium rapiers. Like, yes, I am very much in favor of this idea.
Let's do this then. Okay, the fallout of that particular decision will be dealt with later.
Fair enough.
Where are we on our first session?
We have reached 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut here, and then next time when we come back, we'll get things moving on just that much bit further.
Okay. See you guys next time.